Hi Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, here is your horoscope for April 2025. I'm Astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, you know we're in the middle of some massive change. We have eclipses in March that are shaking things up quite a bit. One that occurred here in your 10th house of career and status, and the other one lit up the 5th house of excitement and joy and having fun and romance and love. But this is going to take a little time before it begins to manifest. This is because Venus and Mercury are still in retrograde in this 4th house. So your foundation, your home life, things that are close to you are being either dissolved or changing, or you're considering moving, or you're doing some sort of remodeling and landscaping, or the family dynamics are really shifting in a big way because of all this energy in this 4th house. Now, the good news is that the sun is now going through Aries in your 5th house, and along with Neptune. Neptune is now in Aries, and it will be here for quite a while, at least until October, and then it retrogrades back into the 4th house. But then in January of 2026, it re-enters Aries and stays in this 5th house, which is going to change a lot in your life, having to do with creativity, your love life, the things you enjoy, having more fun, being more playful. It's going to be very mystical and spiritual in a sense, even more so than it is now. So this is going to help you out a lot. Now, because the eclipse that occurred in this 5th house, it's basically giving you a little taste of what's to come. Now, this eclipse in Aries, very strong. It will last up to a year. And so you're going to see the dynamics of your life begin to change dramatically in the next 6 months to a year. Things pertaining to your involvement with your children, your love life, creative projects. This is the general theme that starts off the month of April because of the eclipse last month and the sun going through Aries right now. So if you have a rising sign in Sagittarius, or if you're a sun sign Sagittarius, this is a general overview using Western tropical astrology. And so, again, your birth chart and your alignments and your birth date are going to be different. So, always rely on your actual time of birth, but this gives you an overview of the kind of energy for a sun sign reading. So we see that your ruler, Jupiter, is now moving direct in the 7th house. So it should be a more social month for many of you because of Jupiter in the 7th. So a lot of meetings, a lot of gatherings, a lot of talk about family dynamics. This has definitely been the theme. It will continue to be the theme. Now, we also have this month, we have a full moon that's going to activate this 11th house, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then we have the sun, the second half of the month, going into Taurus and into this 6th house, which is going to basically change the dynamics having to do with your daily routine, getting back to simplicity, and focusing more on health matters. So let's dive in a little deeper, and I'll show you what the transits have to say for us. Now, on the 7th, Mercury starts to move direct. Here it is in stationary position in the 4th house. So if you've been feeling a little out of it, or your mood has been off, this is one of the reasons. Mercury and Venus have been retrograde. We got heavy Saturn in there. And the North Node also is what we're striving for. They're all, look at this, they're all closely connected at this point. So there's a heavy feeling of, not being able to move, or some sort of family loss or dynamic, or something to do with real estate matters. This has all been on the table for a while because of Saturn there and, of course, the North Node. But now that Mercury's moving forward, you should start being able to get a little clarity. Maybe you're having some important conversations with family matters, or real estate, or anything to do with the foundation. That's what the 4th house represents. So there's going to be movement in this area this month. So we've also got the full moon in Libra on the 12th, which is going to highlight this 11th house. Now, Libra is the sign of relationships. And so either a relationship, a situation, an organization, a community, a hope and wish for the future, something is coming to a realization. Now, this, because it's Libra, it's about other people. You might find yourself really questioning the current friendships or acquaintances that you have in your life. And so this is the sign of balance, maybe even a romance or a relationship that's not working anymore. You may be questioning it up and down, left and right, and finally saying, it's time to move on from this. That's what full moons will do, especially lunar eclipses, which we had last month in this 10th house. So something about your status, something about, your job or your purpose, and that's all changed. And now we have this other full moon highlighting the friendships and organizations that you're pushing away from, which is the theme of this full moon in the 11th house. Now, at the same time, about an hour later, Venus begins to go direct. Here it is in stationary position. So now we have both Venus and Mercury going forward, but notice that they're still connected, all connected here, very tight sort of conjunction. So the theme of relationships, once again, is absolutely on par here with what I'm seeing with the full moon. So maybe you're moving, maybe you're remodeling, maybe you're cutting off your feelings to a situation that's not working anymore for you. And with Venus now moving direct, you're starting to get more clarity. You're starting to understand why everything happened. You're starting to, move forward, because a planet moving retrograde takes us backwards. And when it's moving direct, there's a tendency to clear the air and make some resolutions. So here we have some favorable energy starting to move slowly forward out of this 4th house. Now, Mercury re-enters Aries on the 16th and 17th. There it is right there, because of its retrograde. Now it goes back into Aries. Now, Mercury works very well in Aries. It's very quick-witted. It's very sharp. Comes to things very, very quick. And notice it runs right into Neptune. So this is great for creativity, imagination, speaking to your children about creative endeavors, talking about religion. This is all a theme here with Mercury now in Aries conjunct Neptune. Now for the next 3 weeks, as Mercury continues to make its way through this 5th house, you will find your mind being overstimulated, very active, wanting to express yourself, wanting to be creative, wanting to be more playful. And so this is going to absolutely start to help many of you. So take advantage of this opportunity as the energy starts to pick up in this 5th house of creativity. Mars also will help out on the 18th and 19th as it makes its way back into Leo. Remember, it was retrograde for the longest time. Since December the 6th of 2024, it went retrograde in Leo. And then it backtracked into Cancer, and now finally out of this area and starting to move forward in the 9th house. Now, Mars works very well in Leo. It's a fire sign like yours. And so between Mercury in Aries and Mars in Leo, there's no reason why there's no reason why you shouldn't be feeling like your old self. In other words, energetic, get up and go, want a sense of adventure, a little bit of traveling, learning, exploration, and more optimism. Mars in Leo can be very optimistic, but it also could be very playful. Something that Sagittarian and Sagittarian energy loves to do is be very playful. And so this is going to set you on a little bit of an adventure the next 6 weeks or so as Mars makes its way through Leo in this 9th house. The 9th house is generally associated with Sagittarius. So this could be very beneficial for you guys if you play your cards right and take the little steps into things that you enjoy doing, with Mars now helping you out and Mercury helping you out. So take advantage of opportunities. On the 19th and 20th, the Sun enters Taurus. Now, Taurus is a heavy earth sign. It's about getting back to the basics. It's a simple sign. And so when it enters the 6th house, it's reminding us to, what do we do on a daily basis to help ourselves out? What do we do on a daily basis to focus on our physical well-being? Because Taurus is a very physical sign. Physical well-being here. So now the shift, there's an energy shift here with the Sun going through the 6th house. It's suggesting, okay, do I need to improve my my physical health? Do I need to start exercising? Do I need to focus on care for others, such as animals, particularly horses? Sagittarius is associated with horses. It depends. It depends on your own actual birth chart. But whatever it is, for the next 30 days, this Sun will activate all of this energy in the 6th house that'll have you focusing on your a lot of your attention on physical well-being and movement. And so this is going to be very important, especially since when it enters, it begins to square Mars and square Pluto. Now, that's going to motivate many of you. So you're going to have to really focus your attention on movement, activity, physical activity, bettering yourself. And for a while there, for about a week or so, this energy is going to be at play, especially around the 26th when Mars makes an exact opposition to Pluto. Now, these two, when Mars and Pluto are at opposite ends of each other, it's conflict, it's friction, it is feeling uncomfortable, it motivates us. It's in the 3rd house and the 9th house. So maybe you're frustrated about a move. Maybe you're frustrated about an idea. Things aren't moving fast enough for you. You're forcing things, or someone is holding you back. Again, with the Taurus energy in the 6th house, watch your health, or watch the health of others, maybe even animals, because this is a giant T-square which causes a lot of tension. And so we might find ourselves being frustrated by something in our lives that we just can't get a grasp on. Okay, Taurus can be very stubborn. So could be a situation here where there's somebody doesn't want to change, and there's a stubbornness to it. So remember this as the sun enters Taurus, it begins to square and then exact on the 26th, and it'll probably last a few more days after that. So be very careful. The new moon in Taurus continues to highlight the 6th house. So it is suggesting you need to focus on your daily routine, focus on your health and well-being. This is the general theme here. And get back to the basics. Taurus, like I said, is very general and very basic. And so its needs are not that complicated. So it's suggesting get back to the basics in order to recenter yourself and regroup and, understand what is actually happening to you. Okay. Anyway, there's the general overview of the astrology for the month. If you want to learn more, I do an extended version of this horoscope in my Inner Circle community. And as you can see here, I do a whole lot more there. I do a weekly astrology overview for my members, which they seem to really appreciate, giving them a heads up of what kind of energy is coming up for the week. And then, of course, I teach astrology. We do all kinds of other activities, and on Sunday, every Sunday, we have a Zoom call where members could ask me questions, and if they want me to go over their birth charts, they send them to me ahead of time, and we discuss it on the Sunday Zoom calls. So there's a lot going on in this community, and so I left a link down below if you're interested. There's a free 7-day trial, so you have no obligation. There's no, nothing to worry about. Anyway, hope you have a great month, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.